One more week and this year is over with. 2021 was a huge success in spite of. Turn that down. Uh, this year was a very successful year in spite of COVID and all of the other things that happened. So thank you. If you're coming into the live, man, please take 2 seconds and just leave a comment where you're watching from. Anyway, let's get started with some of our sponsors. Let's do this. We're going to go backwards tonight. So first up, we have got Urban Rides Magazine, established 2019, Mr. Daniel Roby. You can check them out at urbanridesmagazine.com, or you can go to Urban Rides Magazine on Facebook. Our good friends over at Shy South were just featured in their magazine, and it's pretty freaking awesome, man. You got to go check it out. When you do go by there, be sure to tell them Kevin with the Grind sent you. Anyway, urbanridesmagazine.com or Urban Rides Magazine on Facebook. Next up is our good friends over at Level Up Audio Towers. It's Party in a Trailer. These things are so badass. This entire year I've been telling you about these guys, man, but you really don't know until you experience one of these things up close and personal. They are phenomenal. Stereo system, banging, light shows. They're good for PA systems and parking lots. They're fully self-contained. Go over and check them out at Level Up Audio Towers on Facebook. Next up is our good friends over at Squealing Pigs Audio, Mr. Lonnie Rebels, right here in Baytown, Texas. They build custom bikes. They do stereo systems, competition stereo systems. They do all of their own in-house powder coating. They do some of their own paint. Anyway, you got to go check them out at Squealing Pigs Audio on Facebook and tell them Kevin sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Indiana Thunder Roads Magazine. Man, Shy South was just featured in these guys, man, last week. Go check them out. They have bikes, articles. They have all kinds of pictures from different rallies and different types of things they go do. Glad to have them on board this year at Indiana Thunder Roads Magazine. Go check them out. Next up, as you guys can see, is PSD, Print Signs and Designs. I am wearing the official Grind t-shirts that was sponsored by Print Signs and Designs. Awesome t-shirts, good quality, good printing, good solid, good stuff. You got to go to my Facebook page, order one up, go to the Grind page, leave me a message, and I will send you one of these. They're $25 to your door. That includes the shipping and everything. So go check out the guys over at Print Signs and Design. There's a number. They do printing, apparel, signs, promotional items, vehicle graphics, all kinds of stuff. Go check them out and tell them Kevin from the Grind sent you. Next up is our good friends over at Trulers, Trulers.com. You've heard me talk about these guys repeatedly. Whenever you're doing a paint job or you're doing any kind of upholstery work, or even like at my day job, I do metal fabrication. When you need to be able to take good measurements, you can either use their magnetic ones or their sticker ones, depending on what application you're using. These things are just flat ass amazing. Go check them out at Trulers.com. All right, let's see where I is. Got to make sure I got everybody tonight. All right, now let's do these videos by Mr. Earl Hopkins, and I'm going to show him first. Let me get my Good evening, everybody. How you guys doing, man? Here we are, Eve before Christmas Eve. And tonight's show, man, thank God, because I know you guys are getting tired of hearing about me and everything I'm doing. I actually have an interview tonight, an interview with a pretty cool cat I just met a couple of weeks ago, or about a month ago. And man, I'll tell you, when I saw this guy on Facebook, I was pretty intrigued about this little product that he makes, and I'll show you the product he makes. This is it right here. But if you're riding a Road King or something like that, and you're always used to holding your phone or your iPod like I have, it sucks while you're trying to ride down the road to change songs, turn the volume up, skip to the next song, whatever you're doing. Well, he did not invent the piece that does that, but he did invent this. And on all of your pretty much stock Harley Davidson, this bolts right to the handlebars, man. It's flipping amazing. And I'll show you just real fast how it works. So what I do is I hook it up to my iPod. All I do is Bluetooth it to my iPod, which I've already done. And I just click it on. And as you can hear right here, it works, but all I got to do is to turn the volume up. I just press the button. Where you at? Or I can turn it down. All right there at my handlebars. The next cool thing is, if I don't like the song I'm playing, I just simply press next. Goes to the next song. If I want to go to fast forward it, I just hold the button down. And it'll fast forward to wherever I want. If I want to hear the song again, I just push back. Starts it all over. If I'm riding and I want to, stop at a red light, someone's yelling at me, I can push pause. But this thing, it's really cool. But the coolest thing about this is that it, now I can't get it to stop. Is that it's the mounting system that's so cool about this. They come in chrome and in black. But anyway, enough of me yammering on about this. I'm just telling you, I'm going to use it on my bike. I've checked it out, played with it. It's cool as shit. But let me bring on the guy that did this. Everybody welcome Mr. Jeremy Goheen. Hopefully I said his name correctly. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Good, man. So tell us a little bit about this product, and after you do, we're going to get into what's going on with you and how you got into all this stuff. But tell me a little bit about this product, man.
So those remote mounts are nothing new. Actually, that was sold to a buddy of mine when he did all the audio upgrades on his Road King. He had a CBO. They went to a Fusion amp, and rather than hook things up back through the factory controls, they said it's actually easier, without having to splice a bunch of wires in, just use this remote. Well, that remote came with like this little plastic thing. And the problem with this piece is, even when I rode the bike, like every time you're trying to stop at a stoplight or whatever, this thing is always sliding all over the handlebars. And so the remote was awesome, but the mount absolutely sucked. So, he and I got to talking. He's like, can't you come up with something better than that? I'm like, yeah, sure I can. And so I just started playing around. And then came up with this mount that basically, here's one that's on a factory perch mount. And so once you mount it on there, it's rigid. You don't have to worry about it sliding anywhere. And one of the biggest things is like stopping and starting or changing the volume. Like anytime you would skip a track or change the volume, you would hit the volume button, and sometimes the remote would slide in one way or the other. And so this keeps it completely solid, rigid mounted, and you don't have to worry about the thing sliding all over the place.
Well, I know that there's a lot of Road King stereo systems out there nowadays, and you see the guys all the time fumbling with their phones and stuff like that. And I see them driving down the road. It's kind of scary when they're driving down the road with this stuff because they're fumbling with their phones, and I'm guilty of it. This is probably the coolest and just to be clear, this is the piece you make.
Yeah.
two-part piece.
Yep. There's
You know,
actually three parts. There's the shims that hold it up.
yeah.
Yep. That'll hold it up off your mount, and then these other two pieces of machine as well.
So, but this idea, I never knew these existed. But the fact that you get these both together, set up, and you do them in chrome and in black, correct?
Yeah, chrome, gloss black, satin black, which is like it matches like that stock Harley black that's on the stock hand controls. And then I also do just a tumbled raw aluminum. So if you have like, guys are custom powder coating their own hand controls and stuff, they don't have to buy something and strip it. I can get them to them in raw aluminum as well.
Oh, that's awesome. So, okay, so it's funny because you said your friend asked you about this stuff, and you said, "Yeah, I can make something like that." So, why don't you do us all a favor and give us a little history about who you are and how you got into doing this type of stuff?
So it probably started for me, like motorcycles started for me, like when I was young. I raced dirt bikes when I was really young. I've always been on two wheels like my whole life. And I've always been a big tinkerer with everything. I can never leave anything alone. So, I got into actually the metric market probably, I don't know, probably 15 or so years ago, 13, 15 years ago. Started customizing metric bikes with what I had laying around and a cheap welder and an angle grinder just to kind of figure out what I could do. And then probably within the last 5 years, it's been more of I've gotten more into learning CAD CAM, and then like trying to learn, if plasma cutter, using the CNC mill, stuff like that. And a lot of that came from like I'll prototype parts and 3D print them, and then I'll take those 3D prints and then I'll machine them, and then like the bulk stuff. Once I get to the point where this is a complete side business for me, I have a guy in Illinois that does all of my production work machining, so it all stays right here in the U.S.
Right on. So, I asked you, of course, everybody knows I try to talk to everybody beforehand. I asked you if you were a bike builder, if you were a parts manufacturer, and you said that you weren't necessarily going at this from a bike builder perspective. You would rather be a parts manufacturer. Are there any other parts that you're working on right now for Harleys other than just this one piece?
Yeah, so I just got them back from Gary today. These fit a VTX, but I have a very similar mount. This is like a solo rack mount. I just got these back from Gary in chrome today. But basically, like a Road King or a Softail, the Softail racks will probably come second. But like the touring racks, if you take your rear seat off of a split seat or running a solo, it's a nice. There'll be a couple different designs of a trim piece. That's coming. I'm working on a universal mount. I've had a couple audio places contact me and say there's also a lot of metric guys that want those mounts as well, and obviously their controls don't match up. So I actually almost finished prototyping the universal mount, if that's what you want to call it, where it's this same mount, but it will mount to the bars themselves. So if you're not running a Harley, that's something I have coming down the pipe. And then I have a few other, like some inserts and stuff in the Road King. One thing I'm not a big fan of is the handlebar adjustment cap that's on my Road King. And so I'm working on a prototype of machining those, and I'm sure I'll get those out to Gary and get that chrome too.
So how did you hear about Gary? Where did you find Gary at?
Jimmy Holstein.
Right
I
on.
actually used to use a shop in Michigan, had a few really, really bad experiences with him. And Jimmy is not far from me, and he and I are pretty good friends. And I was like, "Hey, man, who are you using for chrome?" And he gave me Gary's information, and I've been sending stuff to him ever since.
Good. Well, I was hoping you were going to say, "Oh, I found him on the grind." I like to bust his balls, man, and tell him that we put him in business. But I know damn good well we didn't. That man's been doing chrome and polishing and stuff for so many years, way before this show ever happened. But I will tell you this, man, he's a great supporter of the show, great guy, and he's fucking phenomenal at what he does.
Yeah, Gary's a good dude. I really like him.
Yeah, and a lot of people from this show do use him. But I will tell you this much, man. When it comes to chrome plating and polishing and stuff, builders can be ruthless. but and you know, and they should be, you know. But you could not pick Gary's stuff apart with a fine tooth comb. I mean, they're flawless. I mean,
Yeah.
all of his stuff is just amazing. So he's a good guy to know, and he's very professional, and he's good at what he does. So how long have you been doing these parts, and are you getting like dealers and stuff like that you're selling them to now and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I've sent some of those remote mounts out to, there's 3 shops now, and I've had a few other inquiries. At this point, if someone's interested in carrying them, definitely reach out to me. I'm getting ready to make a whole nother production run of them, so they will be available for dealers.
And you sell the whole kit. It's not just this part. You sell this part as a whole complete kit, if I'm not mistaken.
Sell it. Yep, I sell it 2 ways. I sell it with just the remote mount itself, and then I sell it with the remote and the mount.
Right on. Because I think you and I had discussed that, and I was like, dude, I'm not Googling shit. Just get me the part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean,
yeah, and there was a lot of misconceptions. I actually was talking to somebody, I don't know, a couple hours ago, and they had no clue that you could actually Bluetooth 2 devices together.
And I had no idea either.
Yeah, and it's nice because, like I explained it to you, it's like using the remote for your TV, you know, and that's just, you can keep your phone in your pocket, and like, especially if you got a trick bike, that's one of the things I think I'd even told this to you. Like, you see some dude riding down the road on a sweet bike and his phone's hanging off the handlebars. That to me just kills it. I'm OCD like that. Like, man, like, it's awesome to have audio, but at the same time, having your phone just dangling off the handlebars it kills it.
Yeah. So it's funny you say that, because I had those mounts.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, I mean, when I do go ride my bikes, I may take off in a direction I've never been before or something like that. The one time Kevin doesn't read the comments and I ask a question. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. What, Daniel? Hope you're doing good, brother Daniel. Daniel, what was the question, Daniel? Where is he from that he is close to Jimmy? Where actually are you close? How do you know Jimmy, and how far away? Where are you at?
Jimmy, I'm about 20 minutes due west of Jimmy's shop.
And where is that?
It's just east of Springfield. So I'm like, think of it between Columbus and Dayton, Ohio.
Right on. Okay, there you go, Daniel. I got your question covered, brother. So back to what I was saying, because I get lost back and forth. I got Daniel's right. The one time I'm not reading the comments, he asked a question. Said, so you can Bluetooth that controller and an amp at the same time? I would have to say yes. I don't know.
You actually Bluetooth the controller to your phone and your phone to the amp.
So yeah. So this is actually Bluetooth to my iPod.
Yeah.
And then my iPod is Bluetooth to the stereo system, however, which way you want to do it. Now, back to what I was saying is on my chopper, I go for rides sometimes. So I got the phone mount for my phone. Bad thing is it covers up your cameras 90% of the friggin' time. So, hey, man, you may want to make on a better application for that. I mean, you're the guy that can do it. But I also, when I'm riding my chopper, I keep earbuds in for 2 reasons. One, to cut the noise down from the wind, because that's bad for your hearing. But other ones is because I can hear my stereo system in it. Well, what a lot of people don't know is like if you turn on Spotify or things like that on your phone, if you're running your navigation, your navigation runs in the background. Even though the screen is visible, the navigation runs in the background. So what happens is I turn on my music, it's playing through my AirPods, but I keep that phone up on that ugly ass mount and it's GPSing so I can navigate to wherever it is I'm going. So as I'm riding, it'll tell me at the next light, make a left. But after it says that, my music kicks back in, so I'm cool. Well, what I did because of that exact thing is I went online and bought some, I think they're called iridium magnets or something like that.
Yeah, like rare earth.
They're strong as shit. But anyway, I just made a clear sleeve that has the magnets in it, and I slide my phone in it, and it goes straight, I put it right on top of my gas tank. And it takes some effort to get it off. but it's easier to do that and it looks 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
But if you made a holder for cell phones that was better, that would be even better. I'm just saying, man. I'm not telling you your business, but I'm just saying.
I can't tell you. I won't confirm or deny I'm not already working on something. Just saying.
Well, that would be cool, and you know that I'm going to probably hit you up for it.
Yeah.
But it's so odd because you got so many different size devices. I mean,
Yeah.
I know my iPod's old. It's like an iPhone 1, I think is what it is. And then this brand new phone I've got, it's freaking massive. But I need that because I'm old and my eyesight's not what it used to be. So let me take 2 seconds. If you're watching the grind right now from my personal page, from Kevin Sockwell's personal page, take 2 seconds and go over to the grind page and watch the video there. That way you can keep up with all the comments that are flowing. You can see who all's watching, things of that nature. It's a lot more interactive that way. But thanks for watching on my personal page. But you may want to go over there to see all the comments. Anyway, Mr. Rich Cozy's in the house. We're hoping to interview him next week. So tell me more about the bikes, because we did discuss that a little while ago. So you tinker on your own bikes, right?
Yeah, I tinker on my bikes, tinker on friends' bikes. I've done, for I don't know, probably 4 or 5 years. I've loved the long fender cholo look, but up until recently, I didn't have a Harley, I didn't have a Softail, I had a VTX, and actually was kind of inspired by that whole look. But there are no parts on the market for something like that, and so I built not only one, but 2 of them. One of them is, I have a series on YouTube where I built it, learned way more than I ever thought I would in that year of filming and building. And then I built a second one, which it's back there on the list now. I'm doing a couple changes to it now, but English wheel and lots of hammers. And I would say it's a labor of love. Yeah.
So how did you build your fender, your Cholo fender for that VTX?
I took a factory fender and cut it off right behind the seat mount, and then made all the rest of it English wheel, 16 gauge steel English wheel. I think I told you this. Like, the first time I took the bike out, I pulled into a gas station, drug it pulling into the gas station, didn't have the bike aired up enough, and immediately was like, oh no. And I got off. I was like, thank God that's not fiberglass.
Well, the reason I ask you about that is because my best friend lives in Spokane, Washington,
Mm-hmm.
and he's actually got 2 VTX 1800s. One of them is more like a Street Fighter style, like a Harley V-Rod.
Yeah,
which is sick looking. I love that bike. But he bought another one that he's wanting to make a complete total bagger out of, and we were discussing the fenders. Well, there's a specific VTX that has a raked out rear fender. It's pretty long, just by feature. And I was telling him, because he helped me build my blue bagger in the beginning, so he knows how to work the fiberglass and all this. And I was telling him, man, if you splash the rear fender off the VTX, it's got to be the specific one. Splash the fender, you can actually make saddlebags off the rear fender that when you put all 3 pieces together, oh my God, dude, they look sick as shit.
Yeah.
And I've not seen it yet, but I started to do that on a friend of mine's bike that lives here locally. And then he ended up going a different route and bought a brand new, I think it's a brand new Road Glide. But the whole thing was, I mean, you could tell it was going to look sick as shit. So that's why I was asking you about your Cholo fenders, because you can Cholo that bike out really easy. And I say easy, but there's no parts for them. And VTX,
yeah, I had to make everything.
3 models, right?
Yeah, there was an R and S. Well, there's an R, S, and a C. The C is like a chopped fender. But then with the 1800s, you have like the F model, which is more like the V-Rod look, like you're talking about. It just has more of like that muscle bike look.
Yeah.
But that's a bike that hasn't. I mean, they haven't made them since 2010 or something.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of them now, and they're good bikes. I can't say anything bad about them.
Yeah, they're good long distance bikes. I know that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can jump on one of those bikes and be gone for a month and never even realize it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to ask you about that. Now, your buddy Kenny here says don't let you lie to us, because he said you've built him about 7 bikes.
Yeah, I have.
All Hondas and stuff like that, or
Both Harleys, Hondas. Actually, he and I did a Softail, that one stock modified street over here, Easy Riders in Columbus in like 17 or something.
really?
Yeah.
So you're not a
That,
bike builder, but you build bikes.
I'm not a bike builder, but I build bikes. Honestly, like I told you before, I have a day job and it just takes too much time. And the other thing too is I don't want to wrap up, someone's bike sitting here for a year. It bugs me. So I would rather build my own stuff. I can work at my own pace.
Yeah. Well, that, and you end up with that one friend, and I'm assuming Kenny's your friend. You end up with that one friend that's like, I don't care. If it takes you a couple of years, I don't care. I just want you to do that. It's cool to see that you have the Honda market. At least that's a direction you're going in, because there are people out there that prefer Hondas, and there's just not a lot of aftermarket stuff out there. I think Barron's for a while carried some Honda, Yamaha, and Suzuki parts, custom stuff, but I don't ever even hear from those guys anymore. So I don't know what they're doing, and I don't really have a reason to follow them.
Yeah,
so,
I bought a Road King actually off of Kenny about a year ago now. And so I've been playing around with parts on Harley. I mean, the Honda market's cool, but it's time to branch out a little bit, I think, which is what led me, honestly, to this remote.
So I'll tell you a secret. So I started American Drag Seats, which is my regular company, January 1st of 2004. And everybody told me, dude, you got to make Harley seats. You have to make Harley seats. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm going to do all the custom chopper seats. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I don't know if your math is as good as my math is, but that was 18 years ago. Okay, in 18 years, I finally realized, I think I'm actually going to get out of the chopper manufacturing seats and get into the Harley manufacturing seats. There's just more money in it because there's more bikes. There's more people that want that product. And I could kick myself in the ass because I was thinking, man, all of these Harleys, and you got to do a lot of research when you're going to make a part, because there's year models that are the same. There's year models that look the same. And then you might get that one odd year, like a 2008. Yep. 2008 was an odd year for Harley. I don't know why, but it seems like every one of their bikes had differences that the 07s didn't fit and the 09s didn't fit. It had to be 08. I just wish I would have gotten into that shit then. It would have been better for me, better for my company. But I am where I am now, and I dig it. But I think you're on point by getting those Harley parts going now, because there's a big market for Harley parts, a big market right now. Thank you. I've been telling him. He said, thank you. I've been telling him that for the last 9 years.
He has.
So, and dude, I am not the guy. I really love doing research, and especially history on motorcycles and stuff. That's just my bag. That's just something I like to do. It has nothing to do with this show, nothing to do with anything else. I like watching the documentaries. I like reading the history on Harley. And it's a lot of the small stuff that I like. Some guys are really big into the motors, like my buddy Jeremy Valentine. He's real big into the motors of Harleys. And he's got some wild-ass motors, old motors that he rebuilds and does stuff with. But I'm more of the history buff side of it. I like knowing what happened, how things transpired, what led them to do the things they've done. And it's funny because guys just like you making this part is how Harley became so famous. It's because they're one of the first bikes that had an aftermarket part. How do I say that? There was just such a surge of people wanting aftermarket parts for those bikes. Josh Brooks, is my seat done yet? No, sir. It's not done yet. Sorry. I don't know what to say. It's not done. Nancy said, let's talk history. You love it. It's funny you say that, Nancy, because I just got I have to bring them. I'll show y'all next week. Okay, so can you read the comments?
Yeah.
So Michelle just said we need a GoFundMe for Josh's seat. Oh my God. I want to say a big thank you to Louis Bailey, Daniel Roby, Jason Silman, my wife, Heather Barber, and Brandon Miller for all getting together to surprise me with an awesome write-up in the Christmas edition of Urban Rides magazine, Sinners and Saints Custom Paint. It made my Christmas. Thank you, and I love you guys. Yes, sir. That was badass. You should print that out and put that on the wall by the bar. I know you know what bar I'm talking about. He said he's 4 months out. Has it even started yet? Sure, yeah, it has. Dude, I'm gonna get beat up no matter what I do or how I do it. I'm gonna get beat up on this show. Do you do motorcycle seats?
No.
It's so funny. Anyway, I think it's cool that you're doing the stuff you're doing. I wish there were more, and I know there's more parts coming from you, because once you get into that and you start figuring out stuff like what you just did, because no offense, bro, this is a gold mine. I don't care who you are. This piece is a gold mine. I predict you just selling the shit out of these things because they actually work. They're good at what they do. They look good on the bike. They put right on there. He said, looking fun. Dude, you're gonna give me a heart attack before Christmas. Stop it. Anyway, my point was little parts like this are really badass, but I think what's gonna happen is you're gonna get the bug and you're gonna start making all these other parts. And I'm looking at your garage right now, and you know these videos never go away, right? They're not going anywhere. They're on Facebook. They're not going anywhere. As soon as I can figure out how to get them on the Instagram, they're not going anywhere. I want to come back to you in a year and see what the difference is from today, 1 year from now, and see what your product line is, see how your stuff's growing, see how everything's working out. I predict a lot more, because you said a couple of things that I'd like for you to elaborate on. Is that you English willed offender, so you must know how to work metal.
Oh yeah.
So what all do you do in metal? Because I mean, an English will, that's one piece.
So I'll start with flat steel and have an idea of what I want. And fender, I've done both fenders. I've built a tank. I mean, if I need something, I'm working on a nacelle, like an all metal nacelle right now. If I need something, I'll make it. I got English wheel here, planishing hammer, a sandbag. Beat the crap out of some metal with a sandbag, sandbag and a hammer. He's salty about the seat.
Is that a Coors? Is this a Coors? No, dude, this is the cheap version of, what a vanilla cream soda, Big K, man. He said, we don't all have your money, Austin. I'm just saying. So anyway, they're getting off topic. The best part about this show literally is the comments. The comments,
oh yeah,
it's insane. Yeah. So anyway, back to the metalworking portion. How'd you get started working in metal and stuff of that nature? Because that's what I do. I work in metal at my day job. English wheels, punishing hammers, shrinker stretchers, bead rollers, all of it, shop bags. I got it all at my day job, but I do it on a pretty regular basis. And I don't really advertise that to a lot of people, because it seems like once you tell people you can do something, people start asking you to do it. And again, I don't have any more time than what I've got. Oh God, he drinks grocery store brand Austin Swindle. Our seat is going to be made out of clear. What did I tell you? But the comments are the best part of this whole goddamn show. I swear to God. And yes, Josh Brooks, I'll put it up there. He said, "Oh God, he drinks grocery store brand. Austin Swindle, our seat is going to be made out of pleather." Holy crap. And I see you, Michelle. I see you just lurking over there. Anyway, go back to metal. Let's just focus right here on
So
you.
honestly, I'm 100% self-taught everything. So I taught myself to weld. I started with a crappy welder, and then I wanted to learn to TIG weld. And where I was working at the time had a guy that did old hot rod stuff, and he was like, "Hey, if you want to learn to TIG weld, come down and I'll show you how to TIG weld." And he kind of he gave me a TIG welder and said, "Have fun." And I couldn't figure it out, and so he said, "Okay, go home for 6 months and learn an oxyacetylene welder," which I did. And then he said, "Then we'll come back and we'll try TIG welding again." And that was, then I learned to TIG weld. I can braze, but all that's self-taught. Metalwork is completely self-taught. Watching a lot of YouTube videos. Honestly, I probably watched. There's a Jesse James Metal Church video I probably watched 100 times
Hold on.
on YouTube.
Is it the one where he's teaching the long-haired kid how to build a rear fender out of aluminum?
No. This is one that it's him in his shop by himself, building a motorcycle peanut gas tank. There's so much information, and I think it's like 6 or 7 video series. It's just him, like everything from, if you take those skills that he shows you, the things he shows you, and yeah, he's got a pull max and he's got all kinds of stuff that I don't have, but you can do the same thing with hand tools. It just takes a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. And if you watch, which I'm a huge Jesse James fan. I mean, and not because he's on Monster Garage or any of that. But I'm a huge fan of Jesse's because Jesse actually has studied metallurgy.
Yep.
He's traveled overseas to some places that, I mean, dude, how did he even find these people?
Yeah.
Like he went and studied under a blacksmith. I want to say the guy was in Russia. And he studied under this guy for, I want to say he was there for a month just to learn how to do Damascus, but do it properly. And when you find somebody that takes their craft that serious, that they want, okay, I know how to use a pull max. I know how to use an English wheel or a plenishing hammer or a bead roller, but I need to know about the metal. And that's how far he takes it, is that he wants to learn metallurgy. How do metals work? How do the molecules jump around when you do this or that or the other? And in one of his videos, he was talking about how a lot of people, they just want to bend metal. And they don't ever learn anything about the metals they're working with, like what the difference between, carbon steel is or stainless steel. I mean,
Yeah.
What's the difference? Which is stronger? Which is harder? But he took the time to learn that part of it because it makes what he does better.
Right.
And that's why I did guys like that. And he's not the only one I watch. I mean, there's a couple other guys I watch, and they do some of the most amazing work. And it's just how they form stuff and how they do stuff. And I'm not talking the little patch pieces, where
Right.
you're doing like a door edge, on the body, and you just patch that fucker together. I'm talking guys that can make a full entire fender out of 2 pieces of metal, on a Willys.
Yeah.
And you're like, how in the hell are you ever going to get that metal to bend that way?
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, I get on tangents when it comes to metalworking. I can talk about that shit all day long. Ask any of my good
I'll
friends.
tell you, if anybody's wanting to learn, like, it always cracks me up when people say that, well, how did you figure out how to do that? And literally it's hours of sitting and watching a video of someone else doing it or scrapping metal.
God damn it, I'm laughing. I can't hit these 2 guys are having a moment. Oh my God. Grades of metal. See, some people get it. Some people don't. He's trying not to laugh. Sorry. Back to you, buddy. Oh my God. That's okay, man. I'm gonna get back with you in 6 months to a year and show you some of the shit I'm building in my shop, and then we will have a moment, and then we're gonna
Yeah.
laugh at a lot of other people. That's between us. So anyway, go ahead. You got to talk so I can read the comments.
Yeah, but honestly, like that's it. It was all self-taught. Everything is I just taught myself, or I like asked for help. Jimmy was a big help. Obviously, he's a local dude, and I knew him beforehand. And when I was building, I was trying to figure out the reverse curve, and I went through probably 10 pieces of metal scrapping them, and I could not figure it out. And he's like, "Sure, come on over." I was like, "All right," and he showed me, and there was a couple little tricks, and I was like, I was almost there, almost there.
So have you ever tried to take wood and make a buck?
Yep.
A positive, I mean, a positive and a negative,
Yep.
and form metal. Okay,
I've
so that's
tried.
hard.
Yeah.
That's really hard. So
There you go.
yes, Gary
Gary's a
knows.
metal guy too. He knows.
Yeah, he knows. It's hilarious to me because here you are, a guy that probably could do it and build uh really elaborate, badass all metal bikes, and you're wanting to stick with the accessory portions of it. So I think that makes you smarter than a lot of us because you're like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not chasing money. I'm just going to let the money come to me. And truthfully, this product, I guarantee, I know 3 people right now that I can look at in the comments that are going to be calling you and being like, hey, dude, can I be a dealer? I know one of them better be a dealer or they're crazy. Oh my God. Not even gonna acknowledge it. Not even gonna acknowledge it. Not even acknowledging it.
Got wood.
Now Uncle Bruno's in on it. Holy
Yep.
shit, this is horrible. It's not gonna be a good night. Not gonna be a good night. So, man, what else are you working on right now? I know, are you building a bike currently for yourself, or are you just tinkering with the one you got?
I got one build in progress. It's actually an 01 Shadow. It's a hardtail bobber race inspired type bike that I'm working on. But other than that, no. Right now I'm, like I told you, I'm building equipment. I'm putting new stuff in here. Don't have a lot of time, unfortunately.
So next week, when you watch the show and who I'm interviewing next week, if you two don't know each other, do you know Rich Cozy? Okay, watch next week. You two are probably going to end up being good friends because he's another one of those guys that's like yourself that invests in the right tools to do the job correctly, but then takes the time to learn how to use the equipment correctly before he starts making the parts correctly. And it's so cool to see guys that actually take the initiative to actually learn the craft, and no matter what craft that is. And the shit you've got, dude, is cool as shit. I can't wait literally for next week because I already told you I'm so backed up right now. I'm trying to get seats done because next week, I'll tell you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm probably going to turn my phone off. I'm not even going to be accessible except for Thursday night because it's vacation time. Spend it with the family, and that's all I'm going to do. And after that, then it's going to be assholes and elbows getting back to the grind of doing things.
Yeah, gotta have a break, man. I told you that on the phone the other night.
Mm-hmm. And it's even my wife. She's like, I don't foresee you taking a break, but you do realize you need to take a break from all of this. You better not. I know where you live, bitch. Oh my God, dude. Would you get, you can see the comments. I ain't got to tell you nothing.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, I know where you live, bitch. Take a seat, Kevin. I've got 3 of them right now. That's probably why I'm in trouble, because I've got 3 of them. But anyway, man. So are you? Do you do anything with any type of charities or anything with your company and stuff?
No, we usually deal with. I usually deal personally with the Urea Cycle Disorder Foundation. So that's a foundation that's kind of near and dear to our heart because of my wife. She has a urea cycle disorder, so it's a really rare disease. So we, like we do the charity thing on Facebook during my birthday, and we donate whatever we can. But that's really the only thing we do.
Well, that's cool. I ask everybody because everybody's got something that they donate to or things of that nature. For years and years, I would do St. Jude's for children's cancer.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a 1,001 things out there you can actually donate stuff to, whether it's your time, your money, your skills, whatever you can do. But I ask that because a lot of times the builders and things like that, they do things specifically just to give back. And you just struck me as one of those guys that does something like that. So it's cool to know you do that. So are you got any plans of setting up at any shows or doing any demos anywhere stuff with your stuff? Or
I don't know. I'm kind of looking to see what 2022 show schedule is going to be. Obviously with, COVID, a lot of things have gotten canceled or moved, but I'm going to kind of see what happens at least here in Ohio. And then we'll kind of just play it by ear. But honestly, I'd love to probably go set a booth up somewhere. I mean, I think the more people that see, like, for instance, like these remote mounts, if you got a Softair Road King and you've added audio, it's a no-brainer. Keep your phone in your pocket,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Autism. That's good. Well, cool, man. Well, if you have nothing else you want us to know about you, man, dude, keep in touch. Anytime you want to come out, you've got a new product you want to release or come on and let people know about, you got my number, man. Just give me a call and we would be happy to do that and help you get your products out there to the people. Again, I will, once it's on my bike, which will be this next week, I will do a live video with the product to show everybody what I'm talking about. The thing is freaking killer. You got to get a hold of this guy and get you one. If you have a Road King, you have to have this product. It's insane. But anyway, brother, with that, I guess I'm going to let you go, man, and let you go have a good Christmas. Have a happy New Year, and I look forward to keeping in touch and hopefully seeing you next Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here, Kevin.
Well, cool, brother. Well, thank you again for doing the interview with me, and go back and read the comments you didn't get to see, because I'll tell you.
I'll scroll through
them. God. All right, brother. Well, go have a blessed night, man. We'll talk with you later.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
All right, bye.
Okay, so what did Jeremy shoot us? Jeremy, shoot us a message, Lucky 7 Houston. We will add you and pump your products. Absolutely, you would. Louis Bailey, where the hell have you been all show? You can't come in the last 5 minutes of the show and start talking shit, fool. Anyway, so truthfully, the product is badass. I know the Lucky 7 guys, all of them are going to be using these products, and a lot of other people are too, because these things are really fucking cool. Next thing, for everybody watching the show, Joshua Brooks, I will not be working next week. Next week is family week. I do it every year. Yes, I have started your seat. I have started the foam work. I will also let everybody know that my airbag manufacturer will not be back. They've shut down for the Christmas holidays, and then when they get back in the beginning of January, they also shut down for inventory. So airbags are running 2 weeks behind, actually 3 weeks behind. And I have a bike I have to finish that I will be finishing in January, getting completely done with that bike, and then I'll be starting seats probably the last week of January, first week of February. I'll be back on seats 100%. Kevin Stockwell, please explain why it's taking so long to do a seat. So the reason that it's taking so long is because I'm so good at doing seats that I have many, many customers, and the customers have paid and they're in line. So it's first come, first serve. So therefore, first come, first serve. That's all I got to say. Other than that, you can't do a seat for somebody that won't give you the seat for 10 months. But anyway, a week off. Who the hell you think you are? Louis Bailey. Louis Bailey. Kevin, enjoy your beautiful family time. Uncle Bruno, let me tell you guys this, man. Uncle Bruno and Miss Sharon, man, got some pictures of me and my buddy riding in Galveston. Uncle Bruno was kind enough to purchase those pictures and send them to me and my best friend. And man, I can't thank you enough for everything that Uncle Bruno does, which a lot of you guys don't understand this. Uncle Bruno is such a huge part of the Grind show, and a lot of people don't really know it, but he does everything behind the scenes for this show. The fact that him and his wife came all the way down here from New Hampshire just to help out with the national build-off. They've already made plans on coming back for next year's national build-off. Dude, he in my mind, he is the other half of the Grind show. He is what you don't see getting shit done. So Uncle Bruno, thank you very, 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 very much. Again, these are the new Grind t-shirts. I'm wearing them because I got them. I got them in there from, I've got a couple of mediums, a lot of larges, a lot of extra larges, some 2Xs and 3Xs. They are $25 to your door. If you want one of these shirts, man, all you got to do is message me or message Uncle Bruno. You can send the PayPal money over to kms69@att.net to PayPal. Please make it friends and family so I don't have to pay all those extra fees and stuff. What did he say? God dang it, Kevin, have you received an answer from Lance Curly Wogman? No, I have not. Hey, big shout out to Bruno Capona, sending us all kinds of snacks at the shop. Thanks, Uncle Bruno. Uncle Bruno's the man. Uncle Bruno rocks. Oh, hold on. It's going so fast. Did you make it to classes yet? I don't know what that means. I'm going to bed. I got to work tomorrow. Who am I kidding? I'm always out there. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Mr. Cole. Let me see. Welcome. Can't wait today. I have a great announcement for a garage builder that wants to join the build off. You have a great announcement for a garage builder that wants to join the build off. I don't know what that means, but we can discuss that. Uncle Bruno Capola is one of our best supporters, and I appreciate you. Yes, he absolutely is. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching the show. I appreciate you. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas. Please hold your loved ones tight. I am losing a really close friend of mine right now. They haven't been given much longer to live. She has been fighting cancer for the last couple of years, and here we are at Christmas. Everybody's celebrating, and she is staring death straight ahead. And y'all just keep her in your prayers, man, because she's only been given a very short time to live, and hospice is with her right now. So, and she's a very, very good friend of mine. Anyway, thank you all. Y'all have a blessed night. Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll see you guys next Thursday night, and we will have another interview.